Oh,
Yeah, what's up, Bruce Buffer?
how you doing? I'm down here at Silver Star, and hopefully my future home.
All right, man. We'd love to have you here. Hey, really impressive. You got a great story about your grandfather, right? Light bantamweight champion?
Yeah. My grandfather's Johnny Buff, and he was the bantamweight flyweight champion of the world in 1921. He's in all the history books. And a small guy, like 5'6", fighting out around 128 pounds, whatever the case was. And Bert Sugar, who's the big historian in boxing, openly calls him the greatest fighter of 1921. So fighting's in my blood.
Wow.
I'm in the home where I love, the Octagon. So it's great.
And you're a black belt yourself, right?
Yeah, I have 2 black belts. One's an honorary black belt. I don't really consider earning the proper way. It's just I used to spar with them and teach them, and I guess they beat up a few guys and they gave me a black belt. But I have a black belt in Tang Soo Do, which is a Korean style. And I studied Muay Thai and kickboxing and fought quite regularly as an amateur for 7 years until a concussion and doctor's orders told me to stop.
Wow. Now, your half-brother, Michael Buffer.
Doing your research, that's good.
Yeah, do you guys ever battle it out with a microphone?
No, because out of respect and just for the fact that Michael to me is the greatest legendary ring announcer of all time, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think the notice would be there for people like myself to create what I've been able to create for myself. I really give my brother a lot of credit, as I give the UFC credit for creating the world of mixed martial arts to where it is today, in respect to the announcing world for my brother. So I'm not interested in competing with him. I'm his manager. I direct his career, and he has his style and I have my style, and the two are different and stand on their own.
Have you ever been tempted to say, let's get ready to rumble?
When I first got involved with Michael and when I first met him, because we're long-lost half-brothers, I was so fascinated with the Rumble that, like a lot of people, I would certainly enjoy saying it to myself. As a professional announcer, my goal from day one was never to even want to say it, because I don't want to be Frank Sinatra Jr. I want to be Bruce Buffer and known for who I am.
Yeah, and speaking of the things that you do, the Buffer 180, now it's said the Buffer 360, or we're never going to see that again, huh?
No, I retired at that night, so unless UFC 200 comes around and I think the 360 is worthy of the competitors in the Octagon at that time, I'll pull it off, or something else. But with me, you never know what I'm going to do, because I don't rehearse anything. I go out there and feel the energy of the crowd, and I react to the crowd, and I react to the fighters, and my first goal is to get the fighters more excited than ever, which is why you see me in their faces so much, and they respect me enough to allow me to do that. And of course the fans, because it's not about me, it's about the fighters and the fans, and that's what I'm there to do.
What's your top moment from your career?
I have signing an exclusive contract with the UFC, knowing that the home that I was in for 10, 12 years was going to be my home for the rest of my career, because I started my career in the Octagon as an announcer. I will end my career in the Octagon as an announcer. I don't care to announce for anybody else in fighting sports. My other business ventures are my other business ventures, but that's my fighting world. And also, too, I've actually forgotten more than I can remember, because I have seen everything for the last 15 years. I've been blessed to be part of history with a sport that went from the beginning of inception to becoming a mainstream sport in America and in the rest of the world as it grows. That's an amazing honor.
Where do you see UFC 5 years from now?
I see UFC established more so in the country of our USA, and the fact that it will be able to have events in all 50 states. What else I see is the fact that around the world, it'll probably become more popular than the NFL football is around the world, for reasons that, and this is from Dana White, I remember he said this one time, you can have a tennis match in one corner, you can have a baseball game in the other, you can have a football game over here, and a fight breaks out in the fourth corner. Everybody's going to go see the fight. Well, now what we have are the greatest fighting warriors in the world, studying every aspect of fighting there is. This is true gladiatorial activity, as we've all been fascinated by, but with rules, and there's an evolutionary process that's taken place with MMA and the UFC, and we constantly see things happening, like Matt Hughes fighting Royce Gracie, and Royce Gracie becoming old school and Matt becoming new school. Then George St. Pierre fights Matt Hughes, and Matt Hughes becomes old school, and George St. Pierre becomes new school, and Anderson Silva comes along, and Lyoto Machida comes along. So you're constantly seeing elevation of evolution, and that's what we can look forward to seeing, aside from becoming hugely popular and me being in there announcing the fighters.
Right on. Well, thanks for coming by today.
Thank you.
Stoked to see you.
I'm stoked to be here. This is a great company, and Luke's a great guy, and I really appreciate everything about you guys.
Right on.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Bruce.
Thank you. Silver Star, it's time.